Welcome to the JP8 report. This is James Pierce with the JP8 report. This is episode number 8. I'm calling this one Trust Me. So, when a few days ago, the Republicans and the Democrats can't make up their minds who wants to do what and stuff inside uh, the coronavirus bill with President Biden. Um, the Democrats are threatening just to go around Republicans, and they're just want to go around Republicans and just do what they call budget reconciliation. Budget reconciliation means working the existing time, the the details of the budget without increasing the national debt or changing the existing laws. They only got a certain time frame they can do with it. Usually, I think it's before if I'm right, by the end of February. It's like 2 months after the passage of the budget and stuff. Okay, um, so I heard Bernie Sanders on the news the other day says they're going to get it one way or another. Um, so budget reconciliation means they don't need the 60 votes in the Senate to be able um, to go into cloture to to allow debate, and so they can do a straight up and down vote. Um, so right now there's a 50-50 tie, as we all know, with Vice President Harris as the tiebreaker. Um, so some of the sticking points in details um, in the coronavirus bill is the $1,000 check versus a $1,400 check for each American. Um, the minimum wage is a very sticky issue. State and local government funding is another issue. Matter of fact, it was in the Republicans' version of the bill that they wanted to talk about. President Bush, as you were, President Biden, um, was they put no money in it for state and local governments, and I feel the same way. Why are we bailing out other states and other local governments for their negligent funding of their budgets? If they're spending way too much money, they need to either raise their taxes, which is not a good thing to do, and or reduce their spending. Uh, the governmental unions in those municipalities have way too much power. They are dictating to the mayors and the councils of the areas of of what of how they're going to run. They're unelected people. They should be ignored. All they should do is represent the people and put them to work and call it a day. Okay, so all this talk, Bernie Sanders, Bernie Sanders, Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, Joe Biden, Joe Biden. Okay, it's like Marsha, 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 or Russia, Russia, Russia. It's all complain, complain, complain. So, 10 Republicans the other day, they decided they're going to entertain. They're going to ask for an audience with the president. Okay, so he granted it. So they all come wagging their tails between their legs, and there were senators Collins, Romney. Let's see, Collins is from Maine. She just got reelected. Romney from Utah, Portman from Ohio, which says he's not running for reelection in 2022. Lisa Murkowski, I believe her term is up in 2022. Bill Cassidy from Louisiana. Sheila, I can't remember. Senator Caputo from West Virginia. Senator Young from, I believe, Alaska. Senator Moran from Kansas. Senator Rounds from, I believe, South Dakota. And Senator Tillis, who just got reelected, from North Carolina. All 10 of them went up and had a 2-hour meeting with President Biden about everything. And after the 2 hours, they came out, and their grand spokesperson was Senator Collins, and she said they had a very productive meeting, and they agreed to talk about that the bill that's going to go before Congress. Um, well, this morning they're planning to just push it through. Okay, so all this game of trust me, I won't do you wrong. Let's unify. Let's have a great time together. Um, and what all they're going to do is just go around Republicans. They're not even going to talk to Republicans. They hate. They consider us all enemies, and we don't have no idea how to govern the country, how to manage our money, our taxes, your money. It ain't mine. It ain't the president's. It ain't the Congress. It's your money. Okay, and it's supposed to be used wisely. Um, so this morning, Senator Joe Manchin from West Virginia says he will not vote for a bill that is not bipartisan. So take that, Senator Schumer. You want to play your little bogus game of I've got the power. You know what? One of your own people said he wants it bipartisan. Matter of fact, why isn't Joe Manchin a Republican? He's in almost a pure Republican state. He acts like and talks like a Republican most of the time. Why doesn't he we had Phil Gramm in Texas back in the 80s decide he switched from the Democrat Party to the Republican Party. And he was so confident that he decided to run for re-election 2 years later after his conversion to being Republican, just to be elected as Republican, so nobody would say that he was just being a turncoat. Okay, so if you want to act like a Republican, convert. Okay, we're a wide open party. We're willing to accept you. Okay, so don't trust the Democrats. Whatever the Democrats say, they're going to lie to you. And you may have good friends that are Democrats, but you know what? They may have your best issues at heart, and they're going to take care of you. But remember, the leadership in the Democrat Party don't care about average Americans, and they really don't like Republicans. So they can play that little game all they want. They don't care. They're going to run roughshod over the American populace and do what they want. And, in Vermont, you have two senators, one's 78 and one's 80, Patrick Leahy and Bernie Sanders. Old people. They got a Republican governor, so if something should happen to those two senators, hope not, but, they're old, okay? They'd be replaced by Republican senators. Something should happen in California with Governor Newsom, and he gets replaced by a governor that's Republican, and Dianne Feinstein resigns or gets sick and needs to be replaced. There's always Republicans in the woodwork. So Chuck Schumer, you need to listen. You need to be bipartisan, because in a sneeze, you could be the minority leader again. Okay? And then you won't have no say-so in whatsoever. I learned a long time ago in politics, you have to be able to compromise and talk with your opposition to be able to get anything. If you run roughshod and say, hey, I'm doing this, you're wrong. Okay? You're just doing what you want to do. You're not doing what the people around you, what's good for your constituents, okay? So a couple other, $1.9 trillion is what the Democrats want, and $600 billion is what the Republicans are recommending. There's got to be a happy medium in the center. The American citizens don't need to be that happy medium. They need to be seen after for what's best for them, not what each party wants. They need to figure out how to take care of the American people without drowning us in additional debt. Right now, we have a $28 trillion national debt. That means 12 zeros and 2 8. That's a lot of money. Okay, we'll never pay it back. Okay, but it doesn't give you reason to keep adding to it, because we got to keep paying interest on it. which one of these days, real soon, and I hope we don't get no inflationary measures going on, but we could be spending more on the interest to the national debt than the actual defense budget. Okay, and before we call this a day, so Mitch McConnell, Senator McConnell, the leader, the minority leader in the Senate, he's defending Liz Cheney in her continued role as the House minority, not the whip, the conference chair, I believe. Okay, she needs to go. She can be a congresswoman. I think she's a pretty good lady. She knows what she's talking about. But how she got used, what she said, I spoke my will. She got used by the Democrats. You know what? People need to learn. Don't trust. When they say, trust me, I'm with the government, I'm here for your best interests, don't trust them. She thought she was doing the best for the country. The Democrats took what she said and are using it against the Republican Party. Don't diss the Republicans, okay? And then he also, why is a senator, the U.S. senator, the minority leader in the Senate, talking about Republican congresspeople, okay? Because he's showing his support of Liz Cheney and Margaret, the new congresswoman in Georgia that's that QAnon stuff. I don't even understand it. Conspiracy people, okay? But she got elected by her constituents to represent her district in the United States Congress. Hey, people believe in some lame brain that you may not believe in the stuff I believe in, okay? People think I'm crazy all the time. I'm not, but I believe what I believe, okay? She has the right to believe what she believes. But when you look on the other side of the aisle and the other Democrats, and you look at what Maxine Waters has said, you look at what Omar has said, and AOC has said, and Ms. Presley said, and the Congresswoman from, I believe, Grand Rapids, Michigan, what she's been saying about Trump and about Republicans and about continuing to riot, it's wrong. The best thing to do in all those instances is just drop the subject, reconcile, and look out for the American people. All right? So, let me put my glasses back on real quick. So, we've been on the air for 13 minutes. I gave you a good discussion about what's going on, about trust me. I don't trust senior Democrats. They don't do any good. I've been like that ever since I was a teenager. I've seen what they do. And, take a long look of your representation. And if they don't represent you, unelect them. Don't vote for them the next time. But I'm telling you, Republicans are the best for our country. They're a party of limited government, low taxes. True Republicans are. Okay, we got to stop all this spending money. Okay, and just keep at it. And the best thing to do if you're a Republican or conservative, get involved in local government. Okay, run for your city council, run for your school board. Lieutenant Colonel Allen West, retired, U.S. Army. He's the current chair of the Republican Party of Texas. Okay, he says that the quickest way of losing the conservative movement in America is through the school boards and the city council. So we lose them because people say all the time they're nonpartisan. They don't really think like Democrats and Republicans. Yes, they do. So if you want the liberal agenda to infiltrate your school system or in your local government, and you're like, why are my property taxes raising so high? Why are they spending so much money in my city? Think about who you're voting for, or who you're not voting for, or who is representing you, or why aren't you actually putting your foot forward to run for office? In most cities, there's not even a filing fee to run for office. Do it. You'll learn a lot in 2 or 3 years. You don't have to serve 20 years or 10 years. I served 3 years on my city council. Give it a go and learn something, and then pass it on to your kids and your other relatives and your friends about what are the expectations in local government. Okay? But conservatives support conservatives. That's the way it should be. Don't be the bad person equation. Don't get used by Democrats. So when they say trust me, don't. This is James Pierce with JP8 Report. You can reach me at jp8report@gmail.com. You can subscribe to the broadcasting site that I'm on, and you'll get a notification every time I publish a new edition of the JP8 Report. And I hope y'all have a great day and look forward to my next one. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.